All right, so let's say you've got a realistic looking knife like this one, and you want to dress up as Ghostface from Scream, or any other knife yielding horror movie character, and you want to enhance your effect by going like this, stabbing someone, and have your knife turn red and all bloody and gross on both sides. So I will teach you how to do this, as well as teach you how to clean it off and start fresh. And yeah, so without any further ado, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment below, and I'll teach you how to make this knife. All right, so here's what you need to make one of these bloody buck knives. Bloody buck knife, Batman. All right, originally for this one, I used just whatever paint I had on my table, which was this red paint for leather. So I was painting some shoes for a different project. But I'm going to try painting this one with nail polish. So I've got some nail polish here, which is ruby red. And another one, these are just from the dollar store. They're $2 each at the dollar store. Raising the roof. So, Tannen, just wait, okay? My dog's saying stuff. Yeah, this one's called Raising the Roof. So I think it's supposed to look like raisins. So we'll see if that'll look like a dark, like kind of dried blood color. So I'm assuming nail polish is going to work. You also need some parchment paper. Well, you don't necessarily need parchment paper, but for the way I'm going to do it, we're going to do it on parchment paper and some packing tape. That's about the length of the knife. And I'm going to stick that on my shirt like this and peel it off, and do that a few times over and over again. So the reason for this is we can paint the packing tape and stick it to the knife, and then that way if we don't like the way the blood looks, we can always remove it from the knife. And so you're not painting directly on the knife. You could paint directly on the knife, but you might not like the way your blood turns out. So we're going to do it this way. I'm going to put that over there for now. So I'm going to try this nail polish. Hopefully these will look alright. I just picked them up at the dollar store for $2 each. So it's a little pink. These spots right here where it's dripped. Yeah, that looks better. So just come up with a technique or a way that you want your blood to look. Some spots where it's streaky or drippy. Let's see if I'm gonna grab something to just. This will work. I'll just use the back of another paintbrush. So I'm just gonna make some lines in here. Move some of the paint around. That way it's not too solid. Leave a few gaps where the blood might not have touched. That's a little bit better. Screw these lids on a little bit better. I have my dog, I trained him to push a button anytime he has to go outside, so he hears me talking right now. I think that's, he wants a little attention because he hears me talking. So this is the other nail polish right now, so we're just gonna add some dark spots on here. To the blood. It's back over all these pink areas, so it doesn't look so pinky. I'm gonna kind of dab it so it looks a little chunky. That looks fairly good. Spots up here. Now if you're a blood spatter analyst like Dexter, then you might have a better idea of how blood would take shape on a knife. But if you've ever gone hunting or something, might have a good idea. Anyways, that looks fairly good. Now we'll just wait for that to dry. And I'm gonna add a little more red, bright red, right in here. Alright, so I'm gonna take my dog out right now in case he has to go pee or something, and wait for this to dry, and then we'll see how it looks after that. Let's work back. Just kind of smearing it. Combine two methods. Yeah, that's fine. Lots more red on here. Alright, so I'm going to leave it like that. Take my dog out and I'll come back to it. Alright, so I'm back and it's mostly dry. It's a little bit purple looking. So maybe you want to try using a different kind of paint. Just mess around with stuff. Something that's a little more red like this, only not as expensive as that. If you can find a more red nail polish, then that would probably be good. But yeah, we'll see how this looks once we get it on the knife. And so I got some scissors here, and I'm just going to cut away everything, like the rest of this tape, so that we don't have edge of tape showing. So it looks like there's only blood on the knife, nothing else. You don't have to be too precise when you're cutting all this out. Right, so that's garbage. And cut it in like that. Some of this is even on tape. So some edges. Some spots are still sticky. Alright, so we got that. And I'm gonna get the knife. Kind of blinding me right now. And peel this away. Which would be easier to do if I had left some tape. But this will peel right off of the parchment paper, hopefully. If I can find an edge, I just cut away all the edges. Oh, there we go. Peel that off. That looks really purple. So decide where you want your blood and stick it on there. Or how you want your blood to go. Something like this looks pretty good. So I'm going to stick that down, just like that. Don't stick it on too much. And then now you cut away anything that's folding over the edge. So I'm going to cut away this stuff here, as close to the edge of the knife as you can. You might have to use a variety of different scissors to do this, because it's going to be hard to go certain directions. Coming back this way, it's hard to do because it's in the handle's in the way. I'll flip it up this way, it might be easier. There we go. The parts that are sticking to the knife are sticking to the scissors. Sticking my fingers. I'm going to take this little piece that I just cut, and I'm going to put that right up here on the, I don't know what you call this, the hilt, I think. I'm going to make that a little bit smaller. That. That way we get some blood splatter right in here. And kind of looks good on camera. I don't know what color that looks like to you, but to me it looks a little bit too pinky. But if you're running around at night or something, I'm sure it's going to look like blood. You want to clean up that edge a little bit better with some better scissors or a knife or something. All right, here's some small scissors here, so I might be able to get this edge a little bit better. All right, that looks pretty good. So this is the first one here that I made. This one I just made now. All right, so now the only reason for using tape, you could paint everything on here, but if you like, hopefully you don't wreck the finish on the knife by peeling it off. But if at any point you want, you can just peel the tape off. And you don't need the blood on there. Oops. Anyways, you know what I mean. Let me see if I can get underneath there. Just to demonstrate what I'm talking about. darn handle gets in the way every time. Yeah, so you can just peel that tape right off, and you don't necessarily need the blood on there permanently. So stick that back on, and I'll show you a tutorial of how to perform the how to make it bloody and make it clean. All right. All right, so here's how to do, it's a sleight of hand move the magicians use called a paddle move. And I'll show you, I'll give you a little demonstration. Usually magicians are always doing this trick with like pencils and stuff. I'm not revealing any secrets because it's like, it's just a technique. It's not really a trick. Yeah, so usually magicians are always using either like butter knives or small little things like pencils or pens when they show like a graphic or something on that pen there, and then you flip it over and you see it on this side, then you flip it back, and then you go like that, and the text is gone from both sides. So I thought, well, why not do that with the Spirit Halloween knife, and kind of enhance the effect of cosplaying as Ghostface. So you could apply that to something a lot bigger and not necessarily present it as a magic trick. So how do you do that? You do it by turning your thumb over like this. So if you rest your thumb on this bubbly edge, and if you're left-handed, I can do it with my left hand or right hand. Either one will work. But for some reason, I'm left-handed, but I feel more comfortable using my right hand for this. So you put your thumb right here, and then flip it over just like that. Okay, and flip it back, flip it over, flip it back, flip it over, flip it back. Now, as you're doing that, so just get used to doing that. It's really easy to do. So as you're doing that, you're also moving your arm. So because your arm is flipping it, and because your thumb is flipping it, then both actions kind of cancel each other out. So you go like this. Okay, so I just flipped it with my thumb and flipped it with my arm. So I'm going like this. Boom. Okay, so I'm turning it with my thumb as I flip it with my arm. So just like that, nice and slow motion. You don't want to flash this side. You want to do it quite a bit quicker like this, okay? I say like as soon as you get to waist level, people aren't really going to see the other side as much. Whereas if you're up here and then went like that, then there's a chance you might flash the red. But if you get down here, you're not going to notice that as much. Okay, so you can toss it back and forth from one hand to the next. And then if you're comfortable enough, you can do it like this. Do this little knife move here. And all I'm doing is, as soon as I get to this point, I flip it with my thumb. As soon as I get back this way, like I reposition my thumb again, flip it back. Once, back, flip, back. Okay, so if you do it fast enough, then hopefully you won't flash. Flashing means the red side here. Okay, so you can show, it looks like you're showing both sides of the knife. Okay, toss it back and forth, and then, oops. And then as soon as you're ready to stab, like go like that to stab someone or whatever, then again have your thumb on this bubbly edge, or whichever edge shows the clean side. And as soon as you go like this, boom, you flip it over, okay? So you want the blade facing somebody, so you don't want to go like this and then flip it like that. You want to go like this and then flip it, because it's not as obvious that it's gone bloody until you pull it back and retract, okay? So you just go like that, stab someone, and it gets all bloody. And then again, do the paddle move. You don't necessarily have to show it off, just like once or twice even. You don't have to go like this all the time. But yeah, just show that it's bloody on both sides. And then, so when you want to clean it off, come up like this, grab your hand. I'm presuming you're probably going to have the glove on. Oh, that's another thing I forgot to mention. All right, so if you're dressing up as Ghostface, then his costume gloves, I'm pointing over there because I got them standing up in my window right now. So that's why I'm not, I don't know if you can see him right there. That's why I'm not dressed up like this for the presentation. But ideally, I would be. Yeah, his costume gloves are fabric, which is really hard to do the paddle move on the knife with this, with fabric, okay? So you're gonna wanna get some black rubber gloves, like cleaning gloves. Because the rubber, it's easier to do the paddle move. It's a little trickier than doing it barehanded, but you gotta practice, I guess. Okay, so you go like this, boom, stab someone, goes all bloody. Show both sides. Okay, and then when you want to clean it off, you can come up like this, grab it with your hand, and then turn the handle so that it's facing somebody. Then clean it off with the back of your hand like that. And now it looks clean. So all I did was grabbed it like this, flipped it over, or grab it like this first, turn it this way, then flip it over, then clean it off. Okay, so when one kind of fluid motion, it looks like you're cleaning the knife. And I prefer that to, you see like people dressed up in a Ghostface costume and they go like this and they clean off their knife and it's already clean. Like it's really, that bothers me. So I think this is a much better method for cosplay. Showing the knife, going in like that, stabbing someone. Show that it's, you don't really want to stab somebody, but show that it's all bloody. And this is really flexible. It's not going to hurt anybody anyways. Okay, so you show that it's bloody. Both sides. Come up like this. Turn it. Clean it. And show that it's clean on both sides. Okay. I made a video a week or so ago, and people thought I had edited the clean knife and the blood knife, like it was some kind of video editing, but it's not. It's just this magic paddle move that magicians do. Okay. So practice that and have fun. Fool your friends, and yeah. Oh yeah, so like and subscribe and leave a comment if you like this video. And I'm thinking of selling these. I've got 3 spirit knives available right now, so if anybody wants to buy one of these, I'm asking like $45 for them. Okay, so if anyone wants that, it's not too much money. Or you can go out and make your own. It's fine. So it'd be like $45 plus shipping, but you know, I could do the blood effect for you on either side, whatever you prefer. And like I said, you know, you can just peel it off. It's just stuck on there. And yeah, there you go. Have fun and happy Halloween.